It was the best of days. It was the worst of days. Nope, it was definitely the worst of days. You see, it was my first week at Sesame Grammar School. I had a grade 6 class of triple CSs, chronologically challenged students. Puppets. Okay, class, pull out your language arts books. If you remember, you were to write out a paragraph about what you did on the weekend for homework. Who would like to read theirs? Bernie?
On the weekend I went skating. Thank you.
Now can you tell me where you went skating?
On the canal.
And who did you take with you?
My mom made me take Sally.
Are you a good skater, Bernie?
Sort of, but I need more practice.
How long have you been skating?
Altogether about 3 hours.
Uh-huh. Thank you for sharing that with us. At the end of the period, would you hand in your language arts books so I can look at all your paragraphs? Now, for today's lesson, we're going to study synonyms. Does anyone know what a synonym is? Oliver?
You mean like cinnamon toast crunch?
Close. Natasha?
Synonym. Noun. Words identical and coextensive in sense and usage with another of the same language. Words that may in some contexts or in some of its senses be substituted for another without affecting the meaning. Example, pig and swine.
Natasha, kiss yourself on both shoulders. Now, as a class exercise, let's come up with synonyms for very good,
Outstanding.
terrific,
That's cool.
magic,
Ingenious?
stupendous,
Fascinating.
right on,
Quantum leap.
bingo,
Congratulations.
well done,
First rate?
tremendous,
You bet.
superlative,
I like that.
awesome,
Very creative.
neat,
Eureka?
on the right track. All in all, the day started out fine. Then came math class. All right, class. Today we are going to review our homework assignment on probability. Some may have had difficulty with question number 3. Did anyone get the answer? Anyone? 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 The question says there are 5 cards. 3 are red, 2 are blue. If you are blindfolded, what is your probability of choosing a red card? Anyone? 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 I'm sorry, Elsie. I won't respond to you unless you put up your hand. Francis, what is the probability of choosing a red card?
Uh, green?
Green, right.
Yeah, that's real bright. Green. Just what you'd expect an amphibian to say.
Class, don't you remember our golden rule?
The golden rule, colon, mutual respect, period.
Francis gave an honest answer. I didn't see anyone else volunteer an answer. At least Francis made an effort. He tried his best, and that's what counts in this class. I want you to listen to this song.
It's not that easy being green, having to spend each day the color of the leaves, when I think it would be nicer being red or yellow or gold or something much more colorful like that.
Francis, sorry we made fun of you.
Yeah, Francis. Sorry.
It could have been rough, but I handled it like a real pro. Good thing I had old Blue Eyes handy. The next class was history. I was in the midst of a lesson on the Canadian Pacific Railroad. There was a great need for a railroad connecting the East to the West. For a young country, we needed something to pull it together. That something was the CPR, the Canadian Pacific Railroad. But who was it that built the CPR? In many cases, it was immigrants in desperate need of work to support their families. As the railroad wove its way through the mountains, immigrants were forced to work under hazardous conditions and meager wages. We will now demonstrate some of the potential hazards these immigrants faced while building the CPR. Can I have a volunteer? Boris, would you please come to the front of the class? In the process of building the railroad, thousands of ties had to be laid down with the rails running on top of them. But these rails had to be fastened to the wooden ties to keep them in place. Boris, what do you think they used to hold these rails down?
Staples?
Close. They used spikes.
Oh, cool.
Boris, hold the spike while I demonstrate one of the potential hazards that the immigrants faced. Okay, a second here.
Oh, my eye!
Thank you, Boris. Remember, learning hurts. Now, could I have a second volunteer? Anyone? 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 Ernie. Another potential hazard was present in the mountains. Blasting to create tunnels often led to Thank you, Bertie.
You're welcome, Mr. Ernie.
Now, Penelope, could you please wipe the board off, please? Penelope, feel free to use the chalk brush next time. I was pretty wiped by the time lunch came around, but there's always time for a little positive reinforcement. Now, kiddies. Kiddies, I want you all to take a look at what Natasha's eating today. You should all try to eat more veggies and drink more dairy products, like Natasha. You would all have more energy in class.
No wonder she has a brown nose.
It just so happens that I have a healthy snack that you can all try. Sesame snaps! In just a second, I got some for everyone. Here's one here, and here's one here, and here's one here, and one for you. Huh? Oh, I could see that the Sesame Snaps were doing wonders to the students' energy level as we headed into our second language arts class. Either envy, therefore, or misprison is guilty of this fault, and not my son. My liege, I did deny no prisoners, but I remember when the fight was done, when I was dry with rage and extreme toil. Burke, pay attention. Breathless and faint, leaning upon my sword, came there a certain lord, neat and trimly dressed, fresh as a bridegroom. Okay, who was the main character in Hamlet? Who was his best friend? What was his mother's name? Who was his mother married to? Under what circumstances did she become married to this man? Did Hamlet approve of this marriage? Finally, the last class of the day rolled around. Science. Who would have thought a simple lesson on the food chain could get so out of hand? In the food chain, this animal would eat Sally? Correct. So this makes the animal a
Primary consumer?
bravissimo. Now, this animal is a
A dog?
Close. It's related to the dog family. It's a fox.
Hey, Foxy lady.
And what would be above the fox on a food chain?
A shark?
No, nothing's above a fox in the food chain. Us members of the dog family are always at the top of the chain.
Yeah, right. You couldn't reach the top of an anthill.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
yeah,
Oh, yeah?
yeah,
Oh, yeah?
yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Things were getting out of hand quickly. I had to react. I could have intervened.
Yeah?
Yeah!
Well, you can just take that.
No, what I should have done was... Spike, Gunther, sit down. But hindsight is always 20/20. Gunther, put the gun down now. Ah, 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 ah. It was a disaster. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. It's easy to sit back and reflect upon my mistakes, but in the heat of the moment, it's hard to put all that theory into practice. Yep, I can hardly wait for my second practicum.